Assalamualaikum guys, my name is Raihan, nice to meet you. It's weekend, it's a sunny weekend, it's a Sunday. And we're here at Taman Puring, it's near Blok M. And what we do here, it's my favorite hobby. We do something called parkour. It's an amazing sport. You see here the guys, everybody's together. Blok M, it's not only about parkour of course, but it's always rame. You see ibu-ibu doing the senam-senam and all of that. You can get your drinks. This almost feels like home. So let's see what we're up to and follow me. So for training in parkour, there's actually a ratio, 70-30. 70 comes from your physical power, 30 comes from the techniques itself. Now, for complete beginners, what I used to start with are jumps called plyos, where we jump with both feet towards a certain object, like this. Very basic, this one is very low, like this. If that's still too high for you, you can just use flat ground, like this. That's the first move. The second move for you, in order to be able to get a well-balanced, strong body, is you crawl like this. Just on four, just using your hands and your feet, back and forth, like this. This strains your shoulders, this strains your arms, this strains your legs, this strains everything. Now, the third move that I did when I was younger is just balance, just walk. Because in parkour, when you jump to places, you need to have good balance to catch your body. So just balancing. It's like this, maybe on smaller things, like this. Just balance. In parkour, it's important to have good balance, to have good coordination, and to have good body strength. That for a beginner, I think that's what you should start with. In parkour, the basic principle is going from point A to point B. Using the basic moves that I showed earlier, we're gonna go from point A to point B. So we start off by balancing, like this. Then we're gonna use a plyo to cover this distance to this wall. Balance again. We're gonna do the same thing, but with a little bit of a bigger distance. Like this. And then at the end, we're gonna crawl. Be careful. Now we're at point B. And there you have it. We got 3 more basic moves for you. So the first move is called a safety vault. Why is this called a safety vault? Because it's the most safe one to use. And now there are 2 forms. So I'm going to demonstrate here right now. The one that is most common is you use one arm. It's basically like this. That's the first form. But if you want to make it more safe, you can use 2 hands, like this. You don't need a lot of speed, you don't need a lot of power. It's called the safety vault for a reason, just to keep it safe, because you have the most control over your body in that vault. We're going to move on to the second move, which is, if you're on a higher object, you can use that same move, the safety vault, to lower yourself from an object, like this. You can also use with 2 hands, like I showed earlier, like this. And that's where we go to the third move. Every time you land, sometimes you see people doing big jumps and they do rolls, but there's another basic landing that you should know, is whenever you're on an object and you just jump straight down, you shouldn't just leave your body and just make a heavy landing like that. You should absorb the landing with the balls of your feet. If you stand on the balls of your feet like this, that part of your foot is what you should land with. Why do we do that? Because if you land very harshly, it's going to be very bad for your joints in the long run. So why we do it, why we absorb, is to save ourselves from injuries, like this. That is a new move. Let's see if we can do it. So, swing your arms.
Yeah.
Swing your arms. Thank you, coach. Coach, I want to go down, but this is way too high. Is there a technique to make it easier for me to drop from such a height?
Of course, there is. Okay, I will show you again. And you can start with sitting like me. Okay. So, with left eye. And try hanging first. Hold your body. Good technique. Drop. Try. Slowly.
Okay, let's give that a try. Hang first, and then slowly. Okay.
Nice.
That's way easier. Thank you, coach. As you see, we have basic moves, but we also have different situations. Parkour never gets boring because we have different situations where we need to use different moves at different times. Different moves, different situations. This is another different situation, which in my opinion is quite hard. Let's see how the coach thinks about it.
Okay, let's try it. Okay, the key is you have to use your hips and push it through.
So Coach Yunan is gonna explain how we can get through this tight space with a certain technique.
Try it like that.
Let's give that a try. So in order to get through this, we need to use our hips. Let's see. Whoa, that was scary, but it's effective, it works.